Academy instruction has been suspended for several days in observance of the Kopaval festival. I finally have time to see my father, and yet the general summons me in the middle of the celebration. Why the urgency and secrecy?
Torlek, I have summoned you for a very special purpose. Before I continue, I must have your full support and pledge of silence.
You have it completely, General.
Good. I am certain you are familiar with the recent attempt to overthrow Chancellor Lorak and the rumors of the Chancellor's weakening health.
Yes, General. I doubt there is any corner of the Empire where word of this has not spread.
I can now confirm these rumors are true. I thought the threat posed by the House of Geoch had ended, but I was wrong. Kalnor left behind a half-brother named Melkor. My sources inform me this Melkor is building support for a second attempt to overthrow Lorak's regime. I have a time and place for a meeting between Melkor and the heads of 4 other houses. You see why I have summoned you.
Yes, sir. I believe I do.
I have acquired an experimental bird of prey that carries an extremely sensitive passive sensor array. It will allow you to eavesdrop on Melkor's meeting. Take command of this vessel. Warp while cloaked to the Creos system and locate Melkor's flagship. You must maneuver within 50 meters of his bridge and come to a full stop. At that range, you will be able to engage the sensor array and monitor the meeting. Before you depart, have you any questions regarding this mission?
Why me indeed?
I am greatly honored to be chosen for this special assignment, General. Yet, why have you chosen me, a student, and not one of your seasoned commanders?
My associates and I are being watched closely by allies of the House of Geoch. We cannot conduct this operation without attracting notice. And I am forced to turn to someone not directly linked to me. After examining your records, I have concluded you are the only one I can reasonably trust to succeed. I regret sending one of my students in what should be my place. But the situation demands it. The Empire will be ruined if the House of Geoch fulfills their honorless ambitions. What I ask of you has nothing to do with your studies here, yet it is vital to the future of our Empire. I wish you good fortune, Torlek, son of Roar. Kapla!
Okay. So this mission is quite a bit different. In so far as A, there in theory shouldn't be any combat in it, and
to
B,
maintain secrecy, the General arranged for me a
it's
rendezvous with the experimental
in real
bird
life.
of prey in the Gareth Nar system. The journey from Chronos was uneventful, and my transfer to my temporary command proceeded as scheduled. This Melkor must pose quite a threat to warrant such caution.
We are being held by the Hopok.
Open channel.
This is Captain Tarka. After your mission is complete, return to this system and wait near the starbase. We will rendezvous with you here to transport you back to Chronos. Hopok out.
So, in universe-wise at least,
We are ready to proceed.
if
to the
Torlek
Creos.
manages to get himself killed here, he's very dead. That said, particular Star Trek nerds who have watched Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, may recognize this bird of prey for a certain reason. Normally, a vessel will find it impossible to fire weapons while cloaked and still keep its position hidden. But check this guy out. Not that that should come in terribly handy, but it's a nice nod just to the lore.
At once, sir.
In any event, let's get our espionage operation underway. Seems kind of dishonorable, but what do I know? More of the amazing
Engage power allocation.
5 polygon asteroids. Now, for this mission, as you'll see in the middle left, there is a detection range for the various ships around the area.
I have positively identified Melkor's flagship. It is the Mukui.
Our task is to maneuver within a very short distance of the Mupui without getting detected. Now, the direct approach, I'm going to say, would not be a particularly effective one, judging by that bird of prey right in our way. But maybe if we take a more circuitous route, we might be able to pull this one off. While we're slowly making our way around, check this out.
Helm, you have the con.
One thing about our consoles here is that we have a full library of a ridiculous amount of actual Star Trek lore. From weapon schematics, ship schematics, bios, whatever the Beta 7A entity is. Related topics, Kirk, Captain James T. I think the half of things in here are Admiral Cartwright, Camp Kittimer, Bulk Freighter, and so on. And some of the cool weapons that, as a commander of shitty ships like this, we don't get to use. But that comes later. Now, if we can avoid ramming ourselves into rocks, should be okay. Alright. The Mupui here is an Avenger-class dreadnought. Now, as far as military ship classes go, our vessel here, as you may be aware, is a bird of prey escort, the lowest class. We were commanding a frigate in the last mission, which is just above escort. The Yodelhoff here actually is quite close to us. That is not good.
Our presence has been revealed.
That's not good at all. Okay, take two. Now with more stealth and less not paying attention. Theoretically. As long as we can make our way through Asteroid Field, Revenge of the Polygons, should be okay. This asshole's really close again. What can you do? There's another one over there. Totally safe. Jesus Christ. This is stressful, to be honest. Especially after that little incident. Jesus. Yes, warning, I get that. Thank you. Fucking rocks. Well, there's our target. IKS Mupui. As I was intimating before I managed to get my entire crew killed, the Dreadnought's quite a bit up as far as classes go. Jesus.
Lock target.
Anyway, escort, frigate, destroyer, light cruiser, attacker, heavy cruiser, command cruiser, heavy battle cruiser, then dreadnought and battleship. So this vessel has an enormous amount of firepower and a pretty cool antimatter field projector that you won't see here because in theory I'm not going to get caught again. Theoretically. Easy does it.
Activating sensor array. We must now remain motionless. Signal is streaming in now.
I have isolated the meeting. I have a visual.
I have sworn to you. I and my house stand ready to support your claims. But we must know the exact nature of your plans before we declare ourselves publicly.
I do not want you to declare yourselves publicly. At the proper time, I will reveal everything. Until then, you will wait patiently.
Wait! Lork is at his weakest now! The time to strike is now!
I will ascend and take my rightful place as leader of the Klingon people. It is my destiny. But it will happen in a fashion of my own choosing. You may follow me and share in the glory to come, or not. The choice is yours. But if you will follow, you will obey.
Decide!
You fear the risks. I will waste no more words and count you amongst my enemies. Good. Now leave. You may beam directly out of these chambers. I will contact each of you in the weeks to come.
The Mukwi is accelerating. We must leave immediately.
Thanks, Science Officer. I had no idea.
The experimental array sensor harmonics have induced quantum deviations in our warp field. Engineering will have to recalibrate. It will be several minutes before we can engage our warp drive.
Unfortunately, we have the worst chief engineer in the universe. So we'll need to slowly and carefully leave the area. Jesus.
Our presence has been revealed.
Father Walker. Well. Okay. Take 3. Turns out Torlek is actually pretty bad at this. Silent running. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? Words. Anyway. I think we're okay. Now that I've gotten my entire crew killed twice. I never liked them anyway. Now we just chill out and wait for our warp drive to function, apparently. In the meantime...
Helm, you have the con.
Look at the fancy buttons. What have I actually not done here?
The warp field has been recalibrated.
Science. Oh yeah, we have probes.
We are ready to warp on your command. Captain has taken the
Anyway,
con.
yes.
Helm, you have the con.
As you can see, in real life, we are actually not at war with the Federation, nor are we anywhere near their borders. Yeah. But we are
Captain has taken the con.
heading home. Great success.
We are being hailed by the frigate Hupok.
Open channel.
Approach to transporter range and hold position there.
Totally flawless mission. Can't imagine anything that could have possibly gone wrong. Oh boy. But
Prepare for transport
that said,
back to Chronos.
things are afoot. If you think back to the opening cinematic of the game, Kalnor was the fellow that Chang murdered of the House of Geok right at the start. So, his brother evidently, or half-brother, sorry, is not overly thrilled with this turn of events for, obvious reasons.
Report to General Cheng's office immediately.
Yes, Worf, I'm on my way.
No sooner have I returned from the Creos system than I find myself once more before the General.
Torlek, congratulations on a mission well done. You have justified my confidence in you.
Thank you, General.
I have reviewed the coded report you sent. The data you acquired will prove vital in the days to come. It pleases me to inform you that you are being promoted. You will begin attending Strike Fleet briefings and report to Instructor Poktal, commander of the Sukvalt. You will be given command of a light cruiser. Before I dismiss you, do you have any questions?
Well, plotline or Shakespeare? Shakespeare it is.
General, I mean no disrespect by this, sir, but I have often wondered why you quote the words of this Shakespeare, a human poet. This has caused me some confusion.
Yes, I can see how that may seem perplexing. However, this is not such a mystery. Remember my first lesson to you? Know thy enemy. I have spent the latter half of my life studying human culture and their history. I encountered this Shakespeare early in these studies. He was one of their greatest warrior poets, eloquently writing about the same virtues that we strive for. Pity he was born to a people who cannot adequately appreciate the meaning of his work. He would have made such a fine Klingon. In any event, you have a new command to familiarize yourself with. Dismissed. Which brings me to the subject of the field of death. It is the place where battle is waged. It may be a high mountain crag or the rim of a black hole. What is important is that you master this place as surely as you do your enemy. If swift attack is called for, what terrain hastens you and hinders your enemy? If you stand outnumbered, where can you position yourself to exact the highest cost from your opponent? The warrior who turns his immediate environment to his advantage has mastered the field of death. He becomes unassailable while rendering his opponent powerless. This is why the Codex of Voxum states that for the master warrior, the ground will gobble up his enemies and the air will strangle his foes. Now I ask you, where is the enemy? Are you lords of the field? If not, why cease you till you are so? While Starfleet commits significant numbers to this area, the bulk of our fleets proceed under cloak to staging areas deep within their territory. We have now reached an operational phase where we must secure forward supply bases within Federation space. To do this, we will use mobile supply bases that can be transported in modular pieces. The Sukvalt Strike Fleet will escort one of these bases to a secret location. I caution you, however, these modules cannot be transported at high warp speed, and they cannot be cloaked. You must use all your cunning to ensure that this base reaches its destination safely. Now go, and do not fail. Kaplan.
All right, back to the simulator with Master Stealth Instructor Torlek.
Colonel Poktal is hailing our task force and cursing at us, sir.
Wake up, you worthless Totzak-Dai! Starfleet is employing a new tactic for hunting our warships. Civilian science stations are coordinating powerful long-range sensor sweeps. This hinders any movement through the sector. 2 careless squadrons have been lost because of this, and there is no time to wait for additional support. We must destroy these stations before we can escort the mobile base. Cadet Torlek, you, Cadets Jarjek and Kempek will proceed to the Petra system, where a Federation scout is maintaining its portion of the sensor net. I want the scout destroyed immediately! When you have done this, proceed to the Janus system and regroup with the task force. The rest of you mindless, muck-sucking humans, follow me to our next objective. Go!
Sir, we are being hailed by the heat drone.
Open channel.
Good cop.
Cadet Torlek, this is Cadet Kempek. I have heard good things about you. I look forward to serving with such a capable warrior.
Thank you for your faith. I hope you prove worthy of such confidence from me. Form up.
Acknowledged. Forming on your flank.
Particularly well-versed Star Trek nerds may recognize that name, Kempek. But, that said, we have a new ship, which is very similar to the old ship, to be honest, but
Order
it's a light
escorts
cruiser.
to form up.
It replaces the heavy disruptors with a torpedo launcher. But in general, it has a lot more disruptors. It's got them on the port, starboard, rear, it's everywhere.
Engage power allocation.
Now, as far as the missions themselves go, you may have noticed a slight pattern here. For example, at the start, through the first few missions, General Chang has been teaching you about the heart of virtue and honor, duty, and loyalty. And you may have noticed also that the missions are kind of reflecting that. But as we go here, the lessons are going to become a little bit more pertinent. For example, this mission is called the Field of Death. Now, it refers specifically to turning your immediate environment to your advantage. So that'll be important coming up, I assure you. In the meantime, let's see here. Oberth class.
Boost sensors.
So
Acknowledged.
little threat.
Boost sensors.
Acknowledged.
What the hell is this?
Boost sensors.
Acknowledged.
Constitution class. Okay.
Science officer, activate scanners.
I understand.
Scan report available.
Huh. Now, Kempak and Zajek here are up to frigates again. So I have a cunning plan. Let's say that our buddies distract the cruiser over there.
Com, order escorts to attack my target.
Yes, sir.
We'll go from there. The boss has a plan.
Engage power allocation.
Plan that actually involves making use of this little thing.
Security, report.
We have 30 Marines now, so, you know, we're not totally useless anymore.
Engage power allocation. Activate transporter.
I'm going to use a little technique we haven't used so far.
Right away, sir.
Maybe we can catch this little beggar, but, you know.
Engage cloak.
Right away, sir.
Disengage cloak.
Apparently aiming is not our cruise forte today. I mean, it's a small target, but that said, come on, guys. I'm gonna show off my new toy. There we go.
Transport awaited.
At once, sir.
We are going to attack their security systems primarily.
In place, standing by to reinforce as necessary.
As long as we can maintain a transporter lock and keep their shields down, we can beam reinforcements over and also beam out our casualties so they don't get murdered. Notice in the middle left, there's a little mini screen telling you sort of what's going on.
Transport incomplete. We have lost transporter.
Yes, yes, don't panic. There we go. Once their security systems are out, we'll have control of, not the ship, but for the most part the situation.
Awaiting further orders.
So if we head over to our security screen, capture this POS.
Proceeding to objective.
Captain has taken the car.
Cool.
Engage warp drive.
So we need not concern ourselves with that. The away team handles itself. We have this little problem to deal with.
Engage power allocation.
At once, sir.
Target warp engines.
Right away,
How
sir.
are our buddies doing here? Oh dear.
They are reporting massive hull ruptures and extensive subsystems damage. They may not be able to hold on much longer.
Things look bad for our heroes.
We have lost an escort.
Lock target.
That's not ideal.
Right away, sir.
Science officer, activate scanner.
Incoming scan report.
In fact, that kind of cancels out the whole benefit of getting the Oberth in the first place. I blame Jean-Jacques for this. That said, nothing to it. I'd like to continue. Hey buddy, can you stop shooting my friend? Yeah. So, if these assholes would stop shooting my warp engines, that'd be ideal. But, you know, I can't blame them. I'd do the same thing if I were them.
Warp engines offline. Warp engines destroyed.
Well,
Sir, our warp engine is completely destroyed and cannot be repaired in the field. Shall I inform command that we are unable to complete our mission? Yes, sir.
well, this is embarrassing. Yes, yes. Piss on my corpse, why don't you?
To achieve his objectives, a field commander must constantly adjust his strategy to the ever-changing conditions of the battlefield. Colonel Paktarl determined that the science vessel at Petra needed to be eliminated before striking the regular science station. Your failure placed the entire mission in jeopardy.
Now I get Worf to yell at me.
The strike group was able to destroy the facility and escort the mobile base to its destination.
Torlek, son of Rovak, your performance in this latest trial has left me with no choice but to dismiss you from this academy. A post will be found for you that suitably reflects your level of competence. Dismissed.
Meanwhile, in another alternate timeline, where a more competent Torlek has succeeded in his objectives. Torlek's only screwed up his career like 4 times now? We've gotten himself killed twice and dismissed from the academy twice. Torlek's pretty good at this.
We have arrived in the Janus system, sir.
Colonel Paktarl is here and has acknowledged our arrival, sir. Sir, we are being hailed by Colonel Paktarl.
Open channel.
All right, you pathetic humans. We must now proceed to the regular system. We must eliminate the science station responsible for coordinating sensor sweeps in this sector. If there is any trace of the true warrior in Egypt, then perhaps I won't have to defeat the station all by myself. Warp to the regular system and kill the Federation Vec. Paktarl out.
Coordinates have been received. Course laid in, sir.
Sure thing, Paktarl. He's a case study in what we like to call motivation through humiliation. We'll be seeing plenty of Paktarl in the missions to come, don't you worry. Alright, regular science station. I can take that out, no problem. Drop this shit.
Engage power allocation.
When you're like 80,000 kilocams away, one thing that's often helpful is just to move away for a little bit. 100,000 kilocams is the minimum distance for an in-system warp jump. Now, in this case, it'd probably just be a lot faster just to, you know, move slightly farther away and just do a warp jump like this.
Engage warp drive.
That said, we're not exactly alone in this mission.
Engage power allocation.
At once, sir.
Hey, buddy.
Lock target.
How's it going?
Target warp engine. Engage power allocation.
wingmen would actually show up and start shooting, that would be awesome too. But you know, no pressure, right? Oh, there's no control over there. Actually, one sec. I forgot to set the difficulty back up after redoing our mission. Anyway, yes, that's better. The moments.
Carl, order escorts to break an attack.
For my escorts just to do their own thing. Now,
lock target.
That's a pretty sweet little vessel here. This is a Silvercool class command cruiser. For the first time, you might actually see a weapon that isn't a phaser, disruptor, or torpedo. He's got a GDDS, GRSS? Graviton Resonance Distortion Beam something. I don't know. It's a tractor beam based weapon. It actually shakes the enemy ship apart. It's pretty cool. Totally ignores their shields, of course.
Lock target.
There it is. It's actually kind of nasty. You can see this huddle going down there.
Engage power allocation.
Right up until he rams him to get out of it. Well played, Salazar.
Target warp engines.
We're playing as just the light cruiser also, and other larger classes. It's good to use to sweep through our open arcs, just to make full use of our weapons, so you can go sweeping through the port, starboard, aft, disruptor arrays. Things look bad, but Jesus. Feel bad for him, really. Just got the shell for like 5 ships. Oh, spite. Spite torpedo. What a jerk. Well, so much for the defenders.
Right away, sir.
Let's go blow up a defenseless science station. That's my idea of fun, personally.
All ahead full.
Aw, yeah.
Right away, sir.
Engage power allocation. Shut down ECM systems.
Acknowledged.
I'm slow. Apparently. Everyone else seems to have a bit of a speed advantage on me. I'm not going at full impulse though, I still have my shields charged.
Raise shields.
There we go.
Right away, sir.
Drop power to sensor.
There we go. As you go up just in ship class in this game, you'll find also that your ships steadily become less maneuverable.
Power allocation.
More power combined. So you start to feel more and more like you're some kind of badass battleship. Not exactly terrifying of the station's defensive armament here. I always get that screwed up. I always used to say armament, whereas actually I found it was armament, which sounds really weird to me, but I guess like arms, like, yeah, it makes sense, but it's still really wrong. English is terrible language, that's all I'm saying. That's all.
The regular one science
I lied, I'm
has
missing
been
one.
destroyed, sir. Mission objective complete.
Oh, there's still a ship over here. Buddy, how's it going? What you doing? Oh, you're fighting that idiot. Makes sense.
Reporting all systems nominal and await the next battle.
Over here, you idiot!
Lock target. Target warp engines.
Honestly. One thing when we're at a long distance like this, if you want to see what's up with the enemy's systems,
Launch probe.
and launch a probe at the target. So,
Lock target.
Right away, sir.
that will basically ensure that
Lock target.
we can use the probe sensor readings instead of our own, which can be very effective sometimes. Look at this glory hog. Asshole.
Enemy forces in this system have been destroyed, sir. Objective complete.
Right then.
Com, order escorts to form up.
Sir, we are being hailed by Colonel Petra.
Open channel.
Perhaps my many years of experience was wrong. There is a trace of the true warrior in some of you.
time will tell. For now, at least, we've rid ourselves of that accursed station. We can proceed with our escort operations, but Starfleet will surely send a response. And since our cargo ships cannot cloak, the task will be all the more difficult for you. Should you encounter Federation resistance, protect the cargo at all costs. Cadet Torlek, your group will escort the cargo vessel Vought to the rest of the system. It should arrive here shortly. As for the rest of you glob flies, follow me. Pok-Tarl out.
The cargo vessel can cloak. Maybe we can cloak it for it. You seeing what I'm seeing right in front of us?
The fleet is warping out.
We'll see. Once the boat hauls its mass of us in here, we'll get underway.
Engage power allocation.
At once, sir.
And then spin in a circle. That's what I do. What's this still doing here? Hulk.
The cargo vessel Vought has arrived, sir.
Sweet.
They are hailing us.
Hey, buddy.
Open channel.
How's it going?
The mobile base
Coordinates have been received. Course laid in, sir.
Engage power allocation.
Alright, well...
Sir, long-range scanners have detected enemy forces 20 parsecs away. They are traveling near maximum sustainable and do not seem to be concerned about being detected. They are on an intercept course with us, sir.
Options.
We cannot outrun them while escorting a cargo frigate. We must face our enemy here, or in one of the surrounding systems.
There is a nebula here, sir. We may be able to lose them completely, then escape.
There is also a gas giant in the Janus system and a planetary ring in Petrus.
Gas
No
giant
orders,
seems
sir.
like a bit of a dangerous option. The planetary ring, the asteroids inside could probably blow up our cargo. We could just use the nebula here and see if we can make our getaway.
We will make our stand here. Com, instruct the Vought to take evasive maneuvers.
The Vought has acknowledged our instructions and is preparing for battle.
Helm, you have the con. Com, contact the cargo fleet.
I have the Vought on a coded channel, sir.
We await your instructions. Affirmative. Forming on your plate.
Helm, you have the con.
Captain has taken the con. Sir, we have entered the nebula.
Oh shit, eh? Entered the nebula. I had no idea first.
Engage power allocation. Engage power allocation.
At once, sir.
PCM basically doesn't work.
Boost sensors.
Sensors barely work.
Boost power to damage. Execute repair path.
At once,
So,
sir.
yeah, this will be interesting to say the least.
Com, order escorts to break and attack.
Here we go. See if the boat can make its daring escape.
Execute repair path. Fire at will. Drop power to sensor. Emergency reverse.
Jesus Christ. Just seem to be getting outmaneuvered here. Not good.
Stop power to sensor.
Yeah, let's try that.
We are beginning to report the crew casualties, sir.
Oh, shit.
Emergency turn.
Security alert. Enemy forces have boarded us.
Engage power element.
Invading forces attacking shield generator.
It's not very nice. Why would you attack the shield generator? How do you even get a sensor wrong? Cheating computers.
All stop.
Right away, sir. Shield generator heavily damaged, sir. Forward shield is down 50%. Shield generator offline. Forward shield is buckling. Half shield is buckling. Captain has taken the car.
To be honest though, I don't really need the shield generator in here.
Shield generator destroyed, sir.
Because, last time I checked,
Invading forces attacking impulse engines.
we don't have shields. So I'm okay with that, to be honest. Surprisingly.
Captain has taken the car.
I don't know if I could actually fight off this invasion. That would really help.
Power report.
At once, sir.
The thing about fighting in a nebula is that it's impossible to have much idea of what's going on.
Incoming scan report.
Helm, you have the con.
Captain has taken the car.
Oh,
All
almost
enemy
got rid
Marines
of
are dead,
the
sir.
borders.
Ship is secure.
Jeez.
Helm, you have the con.
Well,
Captain has taken the
there's
car.
repairs underway.
Power report. Arm all weapons. Power report.
At once, sir.
Let's see if we can at least arm our disruptors here.
Science officer, activate scanners.
Scan, sir.
Scan target.
Sensors have revealed additional information. Security alert.
Again?
Enemy forces have boarded us.
Engage power. Stop.
Right away, sir.
Power report. Boost power to damage control.
All enemy Marines are dead, sir. Ship is secure.
Helm, take evasive maneuver.
Oh, that cannot be very useful.
Execute repair. Power report.
And I'm
Helm,
probably
you have the
not
car.
wrong.
Captain has taken the car.
Science officer, activate scanners.
Scan report available.
Alright, I'm just gonna skip a little bit ahead here, but well-known stealth expert Torlek appears to have successfully evaded his pursuers. So, let's get
Engage
the hell
power
out of here.
allocation.
I still don't really get how Nebula doesn't rip you apart if Plunger does, but sure thing, game. Star Trek physics. And we're here at the Reston Mobile Base. What's with the sad music? Oh, come on. That's the music they played when that alternate timeline where Torlek got fired. Anyway, I think we're good though. Unless Worf decides to yell at me here, we'll see. There we go, victory music. Fields of Death.
You eliminated the Federation forces in the Petra system, clearing the way for the assault against the Regular Science Station. Very good. With the destruction of the Regular 1 science facility, our forces were able to successfully deliver the mobile base components. This, in turn, will allow us to establish a center of operations deep within Federation space. In doing so, we have taken a leap towards our ultimate objective. Your continued efforts have played a significant role in bringing us to this point. Excellent work, Cadet.
Well, thank you, Worf. I do what I can. Alright, well, I'm gonna leave it off here for now. But, next time, we'll discover the exciting planetary bombardment system of this game. Hint, it's hilarious. And at some point, perhaps we'll discover just what Melkor is up to. Alright, take care.